Applying for an insurance license can be an intimidating process, but some people feel extra anxiety because of criminal convictions and regulatory actions in their pasts. While we can't speak for the regulators, they can be surprisingly forgiving of past missteps. Your license application will be subject to a higher level of scrutiny, however, and this can affect the processing time at the DOI. All applicants are asked to answer 7 questions about their background. It is essential that you answer these questions fully and honestly. Depending on the severity of your charges or sanctions, having a yes answer won't necessarily preclude you from being licensed, but giving misleading answers, even unintentionally, can cause big issues. Question 1 involves your criminal history. Regulators will ask whether you have ever been convicted of, had a judgment withheld or deferred, or are currently charged with certain classes of criminal offenses, including misdemeanors, felonies, and military offenses. The word ever is important. As far as the DOI is concerned, nothing ever falls off your record. It's a common misconception that a lawyer can have your criminal record sealed or your charges expunged. In fact, these charges still need to be declared on your license application. You can, however, exclude offenses where you were adjudicated delinquent in a juvenile court. The convicted status includes a number of different pleas and resolutions, but you don't have to report certain traffic-related misdemeanors. Question 1 also asks about felony convictions involving dishonesty or breach of trust. Regulators will ask if you have applied for and received written consent to engage in the business of insurance in your home state per 18 U.S.C. 1033. Question 2 asks if you have ever been party to an administrative proceeding or arbitration regarding any professional or occupational license or registration. The NAIC's definition of involved is pretty comprehensive. However, you don't have to report license terminations due solely to failure to complete continued education requirements or pay the renewal fee. Question 3 asks if any demand has been made or judgment rendered against you or any business in which you hold a leadership role for overdue monies by an insurer, insured, or producer. Regulators also want to know if you have ever been subject to a bankruptcy proceeding. You don't have to include personal bankruptcies unless they involve funds held on behalf of others. Question 4 is about unpaid taxes. Regulators want to know if you have any delinquent tax obligation in the jurisdiction to which you are applying. If you do, but have a repayment agreement, they'll want the details. Question 5 is a biggie. It asks if you are currently a party to, or have you ever been found liable in, any lawsuit, arbitration, or mediation proceeding involving allegations of fraud, misappropriation, or conversion of funds, misrepresentation, or breach of fiduciary duty. Regulators understandably take fraud very seriously. Of all the questions, a yes answer here is most likely to jeopardize your chance of getting licensed if you are the person who actually committed the offense. Agency owners are sometimes named in legal actions when an employee is the primary defendant. Question 6 asks about your history with insurance companies. Regulators want to know if you or any business in which you held a leadership role had an agency contract or any other business relationship with an insurance company terminated for alleged misconduct. The last question asks about child support. If you have a child support obligation in arrearage, regulators want to know how far behind you are in payments and how that issue is being addressed. If you answer yes to any of the questions, you'll usually need to provide a written statement explaining the circumstances, but saying what happened isn't enough. Regulators also want to see the legal documents pertaining to the event. Some states want certified copies. If you don't have the required documents, contact the county courthouse in the appropriate jurisdiction or the regulatory agency involved. We all make mistakes in life, but if you're prepared to be candid with regulators, those mistakes don't have to mean the end of your insurance career.